Have you ever had the feeling that your mind was shrouded in a fog, as if your thoughts weren't flowing, as if you were disconnected, unable to pay attention, neither to your own thoughts nor to what was happening in the world outside? Perhaps you were disconnected from your mind, living far from the present moment, lost in a fog that expands and steals your intelligence, your aspirations, your dreams. But what if I told you there's one skill that separated history's great leaders from ordinary people, and you can develop it in just 7 days? This skill helped them win battles, stay calm in extremely stressful situations, and achieve things they perhaps never imagined they could achieve. George Washington used it during the Revolutionary War. Steve Jobs relied on it during Apple's most critical product launches. Navy SEALs depend on it in life-or-death situations. Today, you will discover how to master presence of mind in just 7 days, using 2 ancient techniques that have transcended generations and remain alive to this day. But first, I ask that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment if you enjoyed the content. Now, back to the video. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to possess a preternatural calm in crisis situations, as if they had access to a secret manual on how to keep a clear head when everyone around them is losing theirs? This isn't luck. This isn't genetics. This is actually a specific skill that the ancients called presence of mind. And for centuries, only Buddhist monks and Taoist philosophers had access to the true techniques to develop it. Here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. A Harvard researcher recently discovered that our brains can literally be rewired for this ability in just a week. The study involved 147 participants, and after 7 days of specific training, brain scans showed measurable changes in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for executive function and emotional regulation. Yet most people live their entire lives without ever experiencing even 10% of what their minds are truly capable of. We're walking around with a Ferrari engine using only first gear. Think about the last time you got nervous during an important presentation. Your heart started racing, your palms got sweaty, and suddenly your brain felt like it was wrapped in cotton. Or when someone provoked you and you reacted in a way you later regretted, saying things you didn't mean, escalating a situation that could have been easily resolved. Or those moments when your mind simply went blank when you needed it most, during a job interview, while giving a speech, or in a crucial conversation that could have changed your life. This happens because you haven't yet learned to master the 2 fundamental pillars that transform an ordinary mind into an extraordinary one. And here's the kicker. These aren't modern self-help concepts. These are battle-tested techniques that have been used by warriors, philosophers, and leaders for over 2 millennia. Now, you'll discover exactly how to apply them. Over 2,500 years ago, a prince named Siddhartha made an extraordinary discovery that would change the course of human understanding about the mind. He was living in luxury, had everything money could buy, yet he felt completely disconnected from life itself. Sound familiar? He realized that there's a massive difference between being physically present and being mentally present. Most people today are like zombies, physically there, but mentally somewhere else entirely. Here's what shocked him. He discovered that the human mind, left to its own devices, is basically a time machine. It's constantly jumping between past regrets and future anxieties, spending almost no time in the actual present moment where life is happening. Most people confuse the 2 states of presence. They think that just because they're in the right place, they're automatically paying attention. But modern science has proven Siddhartha right. Studies show that we spend up to 47% of our waking hours with our minds completely disconnected from what's happening in the present moment. Let that sink in for a second. Nearly half of your life, you're not actually experiencing it. You're somewhere else mentally, while your body goes through the motions. Imagine if you discovered that you were literally sleepwalking through almost half of your existence. But here's where it gets fascinating. Siddhartha didn't just identify the problem, he developed a solution.
He created a technique he called sati, which means remembering to be present. But this wasn't just sitting cross-legged on a mountain somewhere, spacing out and calling it meditation. This was about developing what I call laser-focused awareness, the ability to be completely present and engaged no matter what's happening around you. Whether you're in a boardroom negotiating $1 million deal, or you're having a difficult conversation with your spouse, or you're performing under intense pressure. Now, here's where the story gets even more interesting. Thousands of miles away, in ancient China, a philosopher named Lao Tzu was arriving at the exact same conclusion through a completely different path. He was watching water flow around rocks in a stream, observing how it never fought against obstacles, but simply found the most natural way forward. This observation led him to discover what he called wu wei, literally translated as effortless action or non-doing. But don't mistake this for being passive or lazy. This is about being so present, so in tune with what's happening around you that your responses flow naturally from the situation itself. Think about the greatest athletes you've ever watched. Michael Jordan in the finals, Tom Brady in the fourth quarter, Serena Williams at Wimbledon. They're not forcing their performance, they're in a state of flow where their actions emerge naturally from their complete presence in the moment. These two concepts, sati and wu wei, when combined, create something absolutely extraordinary. A mind that never disconnects from the present moment, but also never forces a response. A consciousness that observes first, understands completely, and only then acts with perfect timing. But here's the million-dollar question. How does this actually work in your daily life, and why are just 7 days enough to completely rewire your mental operating system? The answer will blow your mind. The answer lies in something called neuroplasticity, your brain's incredible ability to literally rewire itself and form new neural connections. And here's what's absolutely revolutionary. Recent research has shown that the brain can change faster than we ever imagined possible. A neuroscientist with over 20 years of brain research at Johns Hopkins discovered something that challenges everything we thought we knew about how long transformation takes. When we practice presence of mind in specific, targeted ways, we literally create new neural highways that strengthen exponentially, not over months or years, but in days. Think of your brain like a major city with traffic patterns. Most people have only a few well-worn routes, the same old automatic thought patterns they've been using their entire lives. When you're stressed, you take the anxiety highway. When someone criticizes you, you automatically jump on the defensive reaction freeway. But when you develop true presence of mind, something incredible happens. You're not just changing your thoughts, you're actually building new neural superhighways that connect parts of your brain that normally never communicate with each other. The prefrontal cortex, your brain's CEO, starts talking to the limbic system, your emotional center. Your conscious mind begins coordinating with your unconscious responses. It's like upgrading from dial-up internet to fiber optic broadband. The result? A mind that responds instead of reacts. A consciousness that sees opportunities where others see only problems. A presence that inspires confidence and trust even in the most challenging moments. But here's the secret that separates this from every other self-improvement technique you've ever tried. You don't develop presence of mind by thinking about it or reading about it or talking about it. You develop it through specific, targeted experiences that literally force your brain to operate in a completely new way. It's exactly like learning to ride a bike. You can read 1,000 books about balance, physics, and momentum. You can watch YouTube videos until your eyes bleed. But until you actually get on that bike, feel the wobble, experience the moment when everything clicks into place, you don't really know how to ride. The ancient masters understood this principle perfectly. That's why they didn't create philosophical theories. They created practical, hands-on exercises that pushed their students into direct experiences of presence and flow. And that's exactly what you're about to discover.
Because until you understand this, you'll keep falling into the same mental traps that have been sabotaging your potential your entire life. Now,
I'm going to reveal the exact method you can start applying today. This isn't theory. This is a battle-tested, step-by-step system that will reprogram your mind for absolute presence. 7 stages, one for each day, that build upon each other like a master architect constructing a skyscraper. Day 1. On day 1, you're going to learn the foundation technique I call the mindful pause. Here's how it works. Every single time you reach for your phone, and I mean every time, you pause for exactly 3 seconds before unlocking it and ask yourself one simple question. Why am I picking this up right now? Now, you might be thinking that sounds too simple to work, but here's what you don't realize. The average person picks up their phone 96 times per day. That's 96 opportunities to break the autopilot mode that's running your life. Most people live their entire day on mental autopilot. They wake up, check their phone, brush their teeth, drive to work, respond to emails, all without ever being truly present for any of it. They're sleepwalking through their own existence. But these micro moments of consciousness are like push-ups for your presence of mind. Each time you pause and ask that question, you're strengthening the neural pathway between stimulus and conscious response. You're literally training your brain to insert awareness into automatic behaviors. And here's the beautiful part. By the end of day 1, you'll start noticing this awareness spilling over into other areas. You'll catch yourself being present during conversations. You'll notice when you're eating without tasting your food. You'll become aware of your breathing, your posture, your emotional state. Day 2. On day 2, we add an ancient technique that monks have used for over 1,000 years, the 4-7-8 breathing pattern. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8 seconds. But here's the key that makes this incredibly powerful. You do this specifically during dead time, when you're stuck in traffic, waiting in line, holding on a phone call, or during any moment when you'd normally feel impatient or anxious. This technique does something remarkable to your nervous system. The extended exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural relaxation response. But more importantly, you're training your mind to transform moments of frustration into opportunities for mental strengthening. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, getting stressed in traffic, annoyed by delays, frustrated by inefficiency, you become someone who uses these moments to become mentally stronger. You're literally turning life's obstacles into your training ground. By the end of day 2, you'll notice something incredible. Situations that used to spike your stress levels now trigger your new response pattern. Traffic jams become meditation sessions. Waiting rooms become training dojos. Your entire relationship with inconvenient moments transforms completely. Day 3, the inner observer. Day 3 is when things start getting really interesting. You're going to develop what Buddhists call the witnessing consciousness, the part of your mind that can observe your thoughts and emotions without being controlled by them. Here's how you practice it. During conversations, especially challenging ones, you maintain a part of your awareness that's watching the interaction like a neutral observer. When someone says something that normally triggers you, instead of just reacting, a part of your mind thinks, "Interesting, I'm feeling anger right now. Where exactly do I feel this in my body? What would happen if I responded from wisdom instead of emotion?" This creates what psychologists call metacognition, thinking about your thinking. You develop the ability to step outside your automatic reactions and observe them as they happen. It's like having an internal video camera that's always recording, giving you real-time feedback about your mental and emotional state. The transformation is profound. People who practice this for just one day report feeling like they're watching their life from a higher perspective. They make better decisions because they can see their emotions and reactions clearly instead of being blindly driven by them. Day 5, the emotional radar. Day 5 is about developing what I call real-time emotional intelligence. Every 2 hours, set a gentle reminder and do a complete emotional check-in. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Where exactly do I feel this in my body? Is this emotion serving me or sabotaging me?
This isn't about judging your emotions or trying to change them. It's about developing the ability to recognize your emotional state as it's happening instead of being unconsciously controlled by it. Most people live their lives emotionally unconscious. They don't realize they're stressed until they snap at someone. They don't notice they're anxious until they can't sleep. They don't recognize they're sad until they're already depressed. But when you develop emotional radar, you catch these states early when you still have the power to work with them skillfully. You become emotionally agile instead of emotionally reactive. Day 6, the conscious response. Day 6 is where everything comes together in practical application. Whenever someone asks you a question or makes a comment that would normally trigger an automatic reaction, you implement what I call the sacred pause, one complete breath before responding. This single breath creates a gap between stimulus and response, and in that gap lives your freedom. It's the difference between being a slave to your conditioning or being the conscious author of your responses. Those 3 seconds allow your prefrontal cortex, your wise mind, to come online before your emotional brain hijacks the conversation. You respond from choice instead of reacting from programming. The results are immediate and dramatic. Your relationships improve because you're responding thoughtfully instead of reactively. Your professional interactions become more skillful. Your decision-making becomes clearer and more strategic. Day 7, total integration. On the 7th day, all the previous techniques merge into one seamless way of being. You're no longer doing individual exercises. You've developed a new operating system for your consciousness. Your mind now has instant access to presence, emotional awareness, and wise response. The techniques have become invisible because they're integrated into your natural way of being. Here's something that will amaze you. At the end of these 7 days, you won't be doing presence of mind. You will be presence of mind. The difference is like night and day. And the most incredible part, each practice takes less than 2 minutes to execute. This isn't about sitting in meditation for hours. It's about transforming ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities for mental evolution. But there's one crucial element that can sabotage your entire transformation if you don't understand it. According to breakground research published by neuroscientists at Stanford University, when we face stressful situations, our amygdala, our alarm system, literally hijacks our prefrontal cortex within 90 seconds. It's as if an ancient survival program takes control of our mind and makes decisions for us based on fear instead of wisdom. This explains everything. Why you say things in heated arguments that you don't mean, why you make impulsive decisions when you're stressed, why your IQ seems to drop 30 points when you're under pressure. Your rational mind gets knocked offline and your primitive brain takes over. It's like having a caveman driving a Ferrari. The equipment is sophisticated, but the operator is running on ancient programming. But here's where the research gets really interesting. The same Stanford study discovered that people who practice presence of mind develop what they call amygdala resilience. Their alarm system becomes less reactive.
And even when it does activate, it doesn't completely shut down their higher brain functions. A Tibetan monk with 40 years of practice explained it this way. The difference between an ordinary mind and an awakened mind is not the absence of disturbing thoughts or emotions. It is the ability to observe these mental events arising without being completely swept away by them. You learn to dance with your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. The secret technique revealed. Now, here's something that will absolutely transform your understanding. There is a specific technique developed over 1,000 years ago that can be practiced anywhere at any time without anyone noticing you're doing it, and it activates your conscious response system in under 10 seconds. Fortune 500 CEOs use this technique during high-stakes negotiations. Olympic athletes practice it before record-breaking performances. Emergency room doctors apply it during life-or-death situations. The technique is called 4-4-4 conscious breathing, combined with sensory anchoring. Step 1. Discrete 4-4-4 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Step 2. Mental micropause.
3 seconds of internal observation before reacting. Step 3. Sensory anchoring. Quickly notice 3 physical sensations: feet on ground, air on skin, sounds around you. Why this works so powerfully? Neurologically, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, bringing your prefrontal cortex back online. Psychologically, it creates space between stimulus and response, giving you access to choice. Physiologically, it allows natural response instead of forced reaction, embodying the Wu principle. The beauty is that this entire sequence takes less than 15 seconds and appears completely natural to outside observers. You could use it in the middle of a board meeting, during a family argument, or while giving a presentation, and no one would even notice. The truth that most people never discover is this: presence of mind isn't a mystical ability that only special people possess. It's not a genetic lottery that some win and others lose. It's a learnable skill that can be developed by anyone willing to dedicate 7 days to completely transforming how their consciousness operates. But here's what makes this different from every other self-improvement program you've ever tried. These techniques have been tested and refined over thousands of years. They're not based on modern theories or the latest psychological fad. They're based on the deepest wisdom traditions of humanity, now validated by cutting-edge neuroscience. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing that no matter what crisis hits, no matter what unexpected challenge appears, no matter what difficult conversation you need to have, you have the tools to maintain perfect mental clarity and respond from wisdom instead of fear. Imagine never again walking away from a situation thinking, "Why did I react that way?" Or "Why couldn't I think of the right thing to say?" Or "How did I let them push my buttons so easily?" Imagine having the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing your mind is your greatest ally, not your worst enemy. That your thoughts serve you instead of controlling you. That your emotions inform you instead of overwhelming you. This isn't fantasy. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the predictable result of applying techniques that have transformed millions of lives across centuries of human experience. The next 7 days could literally be the dividing line between the person you are today and the person you've always known you could become. Between a life lived at the mercy of your reactions and a life lived from conscious choice. Between mental chaos and mental mastery. The only question remaining is, are you ready to discover what your mind is truly capable of when it's operating at its full potential? Because once you experience authentic presence of mind, once you know what it feels like to have complete access to your intelligence, creativity, and wisdom in any situation, there's no going back. You'll never again settle for living with a scattered, reactive, unconscious mind. The transformation begins the moment you decide to begin. The only thing you need to choose is whether you'll seize this opportunity to unlock your mental potential or let another day, another week, another year pass by, living far below what you're truly capable of achieving. Your extraordinary mind is waiting. The ancient masters have shown you the way. Modern science has validated the path. The choice, as it always has been, is entirely yours. But choose quickly, because every moment you delay is another moment you're not living at your full potential. The 7-day transformation starts now.